Alright, so I want to show you how to work through a homework set. So first of all, hopefully it's clear, but click the homework button from the menu in MyMathLab. You're going to see a list of all the different homework assignments for the semester. They're all here. You'll also see their due date over here. But basically just click on the one that you want to do. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Let's click on prep assignment number 1. For the prep assignments, what you can expect to see is a list of all the videos on the left-hand side. So we can see there's actually a ton for this one. I'm going to point out in the very first video, the purpose of the review, that this first lesson is much bigger than the rest. And I do want to reiterate this, that this first lesson is huge because it's review for a whole bunch of stuff from Math 53. We're not normally going to have this many videos. So this one is going to take you a lot more time than normal. But basically when you click on this, what's going to come up is a YouTube video like the one you're watching right now. I'm using the same software to produce it. Right now my internet connection is being really slow. But anyhow, you're going to go ahead and click play. I'm not going to do it right now and have more noise coming in here. But you'll hit play, watch the video through its entirety, and then hit submit. Now we have a green check mark to say that we've watched that video. Now notice there's a couple questions over here that I can't click on yet. And the reason I can't click on them is that you need to watch all the videos within that section before you do it. So we're going to go to the second video. I'm going to just click submit. Please make sure you don't just click submit without watching, because otherwise I'm going to have to go back and reduce your score to 0 on that video when I see that you spent 1 second on it and the video's a 3-minute video. I try to make sure the videos stay under about 5 minutes. That was my goal. So I try to break up the material in that way. Now once you've watched those videos, now you'll notice that these questions over here are links. Now we can actually click on them. So now I can click on question number 1 and do this homework question. So it tells me to perform the indicated operation. It looks like we're adding 2 polynomials together. But I want you to notice the help options over here on the right hand side. That's really why I wanted to bring this to your attention and show you this video. The assigned media are those 3 videos that I went ahead and watched already. So if you want to re-watch them, you can always do that directly from here. But there's also some help options. And I want to walk through those in case we don't know how to solve a problem like this. So I'm going to click on Help Me Solve This. The beauty of Help Me Solve This is Help Me Solve This is going to ask you leading questions. It's going to say, take a look at this guy and remove the parentheses. So negative 5x plus 7, and instead of the parentheses, 5x squared. Now I do want to point out how to do squared. The way that I just did it with my keyboard is I did shift and then the number 6. That's the little caret key. You can also use this symbol over here, the rectangle with another rectangle above it. To get my cursor out of the exponent, I use the right arrow key so that I can keep typing, because if I hadn't done that, if I was still up here in the exponent, then when I did plus 5x, the plus 5x would still be up there in the exponent. That's not what we want. So now that I think I've removed the parentheses, I'm going to hit enter, and it tells me good job, and it walks me through one step at a time. I'm not going to continue going through the rest of these steps. I'm going to go ahead and hit close. And I want you to notice that now we have a red X on this problem though. When you use Help Me Solve This, you automatically get the problem wrong because you needed help. It's not so much that you got it wrong, it's that we want to see that you can do it on your own. So now if I do this on my own though and say, alright, here's a brand new problem, same topic but new problem. I'm going to say this is negative 11x squared, negative 10x plus 10x is 0, and then negative 10 and negative 7 is negative 17. Now that I've tried this problem a second time and got it correct, I have a green check mark. So now I can move on to the next problem. I can do so by hitting this number 2 here or using the arrow key over. And so now I have a problem with it being vertical. So if I don't know how to do this, the other button I can use is View an Example. Now one of the nice things about View an Example is that View an Example shows you how to do the problem, explains it to you. It's not the same as your problem, but you don't have to get a new one. You don't have to redo it. You don't get a red X. But I have to give you a huge warning here. These are two help options that can both be overused, and I've had students basically fool themselves into thinking they knew how to do the material. If you overuse these help options, you can fool yourself into thinking that you know how to do the material. One of the things I see all the time is students using view and example and then just basically copying the same steps with the numbers for their problem. Well, that's not helping you at all. You may as well just take a solutions manual and just copy it down. It's not about getting an answer. It's about knowing how to do this on your own. So when it comes test time, you know how to do this. So be careful about overusing those help options. Now this video button is not the video that I did. This is a video from the textbook's author. This textbook button here will also take you directly to the textbook. The Ask My Instructor button is huge. This is an awesome button. This Ask My Instructor button will send an email directly to me, your instructor. This email will have a link to this problem. This is really nice for you to then type an email and say something like, I was able to add the constants, but I don't know what to do with the variables. Something like that. And then I can answer your question a little more directly. When you hit send, it'll go to me, and you don't have to retype the problem. Because again, it's going to send you a link directly to your problem. If you have a question about any homework problem, this is what you want to use. You want to make sure that you use the Ask My Instructor button. You don't want to just say, hey, can you look at number 5? Because everybody's problem number 5 is different. And if you start at number 5 and then hit similar exercise and try it again, it might not be the same. But if you hit Ask My Instructor, it will be. So let me show you something too. I'm going to purposely get this problem wrong a couple times. Notice I get a second attempt. So I said, nope, it's 53. Nope, I actually get a third attempt. I give you 3 tries on every homework problem just in case you had a typo. But if I get it wrong a third time, it's going to tell me what the correct answer was and what my third attempt at an answer was. And now I've got a red X here. I don't have the problem correct. But notice this similar exercise button. That similar exercise button is a way to get a similar exercise and try again. So now I have 16t squared plus 2, which is the correct answer, and now that red X is gone. So this is where I was saying earlier that you should always get 100% on these, because if you get it wrong, you try again. Now the last button down is print. Print sounds obvious, but I want to talk about a couple things really quickly here. This print option is wonderful if you're going to the LAC to get help from a tutor. Print up the problems you're having difficulty with and go in and talk to the tutor. This is also wonderful if you don't want to be tied to a computer while doing your homework. You can print the entire homework assignment, and then you can go to work and do it, come back to the computer, and put all the answers in. Or if you don't have easy access to a computer at home, go to a computer lab, print the homework assignment, do it at home, come back to the computer lab, and put the answers in. Now, the one thing I got to warn you about is if you use these options, make sure to click Save. Let me repeat that. Make sure to click Save. Otherwise, what can happen is after you've printed it out and you come back to the computer, it might regenerate new numbers here. By clicking Save, it's going to lock in the numbers right where they are. Now, normally you don't have to worry about save. Once you have these green check marks, I'm going to see how many questions you have correct on these assignments. You have nothing special to do to submit them. As you do them, it's saved every single problem. You're never going to lose work. It's always saved automatically. All right? If you do have any other questions about homework assignments, please make sure to email me or ask me in class.